Episode 136, coming off the heels of a huge Bears wildcard victory. Before we get all the way into it, thank you for all our new subscribers. We're almost to 18K. I envision by the time this video airs, we will be. So all the new subscribers and our old subscribers, thank you very much. We got a lot of growth going on. I believe we got Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams to thank for that as well.
Absolutely.
All these iconic moments for me to clip up and make shorts and memes and all types of stuff. So I know most of you guys came for the shorts and the memes, but hopefully you stick around for the podcast. But we'll get into it. Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers 31-27. Wild card game. Caleb's first playoff game. Ben Johnson's first playoff game. For us Bears fans, a long time coming, but what a game.
Yeah, I think it showed, Sean. I think it showed that it was their first postseason game. Hopefully they got those postseason jitters out of the way. The Packers were beating our ass. There's no other way around it. There's no other way to say it. First half of that game was a masterclass and ass whooping. The Packers laid down on us 21-3 at half. Offense was out of sync. Defense was just absolutely atrocious. Garbage defense. Packers were pretty much scoring at will. Didn't help that Ben Johnson was giving them the ball at their own 32-yard line, or at the Bears' 32-yard line. Didn't punt once. You knew what the game plan was after that first series. He was not kicking the football. And he didn't trust his defense, and rightfully so. That first half was really, really bad. Jordan Love, I got to give credit where
So
credit's
great.
due. Jordan Love played a hell of a football game. That loss was not on him. That loss was 100% on his coach. For me personally, Sean, I mean, I have to ask the question, where do we go from here? Like, where is the rest of, what does the rest of the season lead us to? This game, like, the defense made some hell of an adjustment in the second half. Kudos to Dennis Allen.
Yes,
Kudos,
everybody. The
kudos.
D line too. They
Um,
just started playing with more intensity. There's much more pressure.
well,
But
yeah, he was definitely bringing the blitz. He was bringing the blitz in that second half. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was fantastic to see.
yeah, very much so.
Grady Jarrett stepped up in the second half. Montez Sweat's, in the second half. And realistically, when they got JJ out of the game and replaced him with Stevenson, and they put Kyler Gordon in because for whatever reason Kyler Gordon was activated and didn't play into the second half.
Yeah,
It was mostly in McLeod. And sad as it is to say, when TJ Edwards went out of the game and they replaced him with DeMarco Jackson, that's when the defense really started to take off. And I think that, is kind of a sign moving forward for the Bears defense. DeMarco Jackson's going to be in there taking over. And we probably saw the last game for TJ Edwards in a Bears uniform. So
Um. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. I agree. Once Jackson came in, I don't know if it was him or just everybody, but I agree definitely. To answer your question, where do we go from here? I mean, just looking at the landscape, I mean, I want to go to the Super Bowl. At this point, I do believe we're playing with house money. I did not want to get bounced in the wild card, embarrassing fashion. Like it looked like it was going to happen. That I did not want to happen. If we would have played a tough game, you only lost, whatever. You know what I mean? In a week from now, we would have been over it and been like, hey, we're in a great place. But I do feel right now we're playing with house money. That being said, I still think we could beat the Rams. I don't think they're a step above us. I don't think they're a class above us. Maybe they're a better team. They got better, a more veteran coach, a more veteran quarterback, but we got a pretty good play caller and a pretty talented quarterback in ourselves, and a stingy defense. So hopefully, I mean, and Matt Stafford in the snow, we'll see how it goes. But like I said, where we go from here, I'm looking at Super Bowl. None of these teams I'm worried about playing. I mean, we haven't played the Seahawks yet. They look really, really good, but like I mean, I'll stick to my guns. Sam Darnold's going to turn into a pumpkin to me, and honestly, I feel the same way about Stafford. I mean, Stafford's going to do what Stafford's always done. I mean, he had one nice little Super Bowl run, but that's one season out of what is he 18 now at this point? I mean, and the same with Sam Darnold. He's having a great year. Seahawks are well coached. I love their head coach. He was the old DC for the Michigan Wolverines. I think he is amazing, but I don't trust Sam Darnold more than Caleb Williams. I'm not saying Caleb is better than either of those guys. I'm just saying, like, as we've seen in the fourth quarter, second half, Nobody's been doing it better. So
Well, speaking of second half, I want to get the elephant out of the room and let's talk about the greatest, throw in Bears history. 4th and 8, season on the line. I mean, it's fourth down. It's 4th and 8, Sean. They don't make that. The season's over. Caleb Williams rolling to his left, Jumpman logo. They need to create a whole new logo. That's like
it's
an
coming.
apparel opportunity
It's coming
for the Bears.
I've already got a
But
couple saved. I got a T-shirt lady, as you can see, over here. Yeah, as you can see, I get shirts made all the time. I'll put a logo on something and send it to somebody. But I agree, one of the most amazing throws, and not even to be a victim to the moment. Obviously, I mean, we're Bears fans. Like the best thing that's ever happened to us for the most part. But just amazing. I mean, you look at it, both feet off the ground, rolling to his left. I was just watching something. I forgot what it was, but he said it was going like 14 miles per hour to the left, tripped, and I mean, right in the breadbasket. I mean, just unbelievable. When it happened, when he threw the ball, it was like game over. Like, because you're just thinking, like, no way that pass could be accurate. Like, and it was just a rope right to Rome. He caught it, and I think at that moment, just like most of the times during the season, we all knew that we were going to win this game. I think Jordan Love and the Packers felt it. The stadium was rocking. Many beat writers and guys who've been in that stadium for over a decade said the whole place was shaking. So yeah,
Al Michaels said it on the broadcast. He
yeah,
said in the 30 games he's been to Soldier Field, it's never been that loud.
it just
And like you said, in that moment, game on the line, season on the line, circumstances, playoffs, everything that has to do with it. 13 miles an hour, rolling to his left, contorting his body, throws across his body right into the breadbasket. One of the best throws I've ever seen in my life.
I would say it's probably the best throw in Chicago Bears history.
Absolutely, it's the best throw in Bears history.
I don't think there's one you can think call up. I mean, moment wise, there's not one. There's nothing even close. Like he's probably got like the top 5 just in that game.
Well, in that game, he had 7 big time throws. Amazing. 7 big time throws in that game. That's more than Patrick Mahomes has in his postseason career, and he did it in one game.
And
I mean, Mahomes hasn't had to do that necessarily, but
I mean, he's amazing. And to toot somebody else's horn, I was critical of this pick, even though I like this guy. Colston Loveland has just been amazing the last 5 weeks.
Another round of applause for Colston Loveland.
Yes. Look, Colston Loveland has just been amazing. He clearly, barring injury, is going to be a superstar in this league. Him and Caleb have a connection. Him and Ben Johnson does a good job of getting him open. And yeah, without him, Luther Burden made a bunch of big plays. DJ Moore came up big when we needed him. Just everybody in the offense. We kind of got away from the run game because we had to, but offensive line looked good. We lost Ozzie Trapillo, but Theo came in, closed the game out strong.
I will say this about Ozzie Trapillo. I didn't mean to cut you off. He may be the unsung MVP of this game because when he got injured, he didn't go down. He hobbled off the field with a ruptured patella tendon and saved the Bears a timeout.
Yes, big.
Unlike the guy who got injured with the Packers on the offensive line, went to their center, went down, costed them their final timeout. Or they didn't have any timeouts. It was a 10-second runoff.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Ozzie Trapillo, MVP, unsung MVP. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people won't talk about it, but that was absolutely fantastic. You brought up Luther Burden again. He had, a pretty good game. He did have one mental mistake, that pick that Caleb threw, that it looked like he was wide open. Now, we got to remember Ben Johnson's offense for the most part is, progression based, pure progression, which means that receivers don't break off routes. Caleb was expecting him to run a deep dig, and he did not run the deep dig. So Caleb was thrown to a spot. And, when Luther broke that, and you could tell from the get-go during that play, he wasn't lining up in the proper way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't lining up properly, Caleb, you know what I'm saying? And he was visibly frustrated with Luther Burden on the sideline. He's screaming, do your fucking job, blah, 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 blah. But, either way, second half, you got a much, much bigger, upgrade that we needed to on defense and on offense. Like you said, he started finding Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland was just lights out again, man. Just absolutely fantastic. And I got to give it up to DeAndre Swift. As much as we egg on him, or I egged on him earlier in the season and stuff like that, since the bye week, he's been an absolute difference maker. That 3rd and 8 or whatever that he converted, that he, gained 27 yards on.
On the pass, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody, when their time came, they stepped up, and it was It was just amazing to see. Normally, we
And
fold on a lot of those moments
Ozzy
out.
Trapillo running routes. Dude,
Yeah,
you see how fucking fast he was
I
moving
mean,
on that
those
clear
guys
out?
are freaks in the league.
Dude.
Yes, I would not want to be in Ozzy Trapillo's way when he's running around like that. Um, and something we kind of glossed over, but like you said, Caleb threw 2 interceptions. I think if somebody told you before the game that Jordan Love was going to throw for 330, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions, and Caleb was going to throw two, everybody would have told you we got blown out by 20. And this time, unlike others, we lost the turnover battle. Um, and we figured out a way to win like we've been doing. I didn't think it was possible. In that game alone, there was 3 fumbles we could have got on and we didn't. One that Dexter uh, belly flopped on and knocked it out of bounds. Watson fumbled in the end zone and guys weren't paying attention, and then it got scooped up. And there was another one I can't remember.
Jacobs.
Jacobs fumbled on the kick return and we could have got on it. But that being said, those are some of the bads, and basically just the what's been happening for the Bears all season. And I hope we can get into the place where they don't give us a heart attack, but we have to trust in Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and this team in general that in the second half they're going to make the proper adjustments and they're going to come out firing all cylinders. And just Bears fans are all over. I mean, everybody's just ecstatic. And to finish on the question you asked, where do we go from here? Like I said, Super Bowl. Even though we're playing with house money, I want to go to the Super Bowl. When we lose, I will be devastated for a week, and then we'll go back to being happy about how the season went. But I don't see a reason why. I know we are playing with house money, but I don't. It's not like we're the Panthers. Like if we
Well,
go up against somebody, we lose because they're better. Like I don't see anybody who's better than us. Like who you
well,
could
that's
say is
what
better than us.
that leads into my next question in this, in this segment for this podcast here is, um, why are the Bears gonna beat the Rams? And there's, like you said, there's no reason why they
Yes,
shouldn't. There's
yes,
no reason why they shouldn't. Now the Rams are 3.5 point favorites going into Soldier Field on Sunday. It's going to be Sunday night, 5:30 kickoff on NBC. But I present the question: why not the Bears?
exactly. And that's what I've been saying. We've got a top 10 offense. Playoff caliber defense. I mean, they get stops when we need them to, and we've got a looks like top 10 quarterback. So I don't see why. And the Rams aren't anything. We just saw they gave up 30 to the fucking Panthers. Bryce Young's first start. Their defense hasn't looked that scary closing out the season. Maybe they'll fire it up against us, but Matt Stafford's not very good in cold weather. They got to come to Chicago. That's why that 2 seed was important, and we're gonna put it on them, and that's what I'm expecting. I did say we're playing with house money, but that does not make me think that we're not as good as any of these teams in the thing. Like this is this season, and in this, we got to make the best opportunities. Who knows? I mean, somebody's leg could fall off next year, and Ben Johnson's gonna have a stroke. Who knows? We can't just fumble this chance. I know, like I said a long time ago, Joe Burrow probably thought he was going to be playing in 4 or 5, 6 more, and right as of right now, does it look like he's? You know what I mean? Does he have a prospect to even get into another one? Like what I mean, in this moment right now, maybe once after an off season, a new coach or whatever. But these opportunities don't come all the time, and I think we've got a pretty decent path. The Rams are very beatable. I would, what I mean, on paper, sure they're a better team than us. Sean McVay, I would say, is the best coach in the league. Um, Matt Stafford is probably second best quarterback left in the playoffs. He's a borderline Hall of Famer, and they got a top 5 defense. So we'll see. But I think we can go blow for blow for them, and no punts, and we can go for it all 4 down, and we'll ride it out.
Well, I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago when we're talking about, or when you're talking about, we don't know what next year holds. I mean, look at the Lions and look at the Vikings. The Lions went 15-2 last year, missed the playoffs. The Vikings went 14-3 last year and missed the playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs had, Patrick Mahomes blow out his knee. Not that they were necessarily going to make the playoffs anyway,
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? Like there's no Patrick
Lamar
Mahomes in
Jackson
this
just missed,
playoffs.
and they lost their
Lamar
coach.
Jackson,
Yeah,
exactly. You just don't know. But I asked that question, why not the Bears? Because, like you said, it's just nothing in this playoffs this year kind of screams, hey, we're the team to beat. You know what I'm saying? I know Seattle's been a really good team so far in the regular season, but you said Sam Darnold can turn into a pumpkin. There's no one team in this playoffs remaining that scares you. Even on the AFC side, maybe Josh Allen and the
I
Bills
would
because
say
it's Josh
Josh
Allen and the
Allen
Bills.
scares me, but I wouldn't say anything like the Bills in general don't. Like
Yeah,
I think we
so
could get into a shootout with them.
So realistically, yeah, the Rams are good. Matthew Stafford, everybody who has watched us from day one knows that I am a Matthew Stafford fan and I am a Matthew Stafford stan. I, constantly talk him up while Sean talks him down. Sean hates him for some reason. I don't know
I
if
just think
it's
he's
because of
overrated.
his
I don't hate him. He seems
I
like a
don't know
nice
if
enough
it's
guy.
I don't know if it's his pearly white teeth. Well, whatever the case is, whatever reason Sean hates
He
Matthew
played on the
Stafford.
Lions.
You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I mean, the defense has been kind of falling apart towards the end of the season. They gave up 31 to the Panthers. The Bears obviously have a better offense than the Panthers do. The Panthers do have a better defense, and I think it's definitely going to be a shootout. I know it's going to be a cold weather game, but it's going to come down to turnovers. Can Caleb limit the turnovers against the Rams, and can the Bears defense force turnovers against Matthew Stafford? Now, I'm hoping that these adjustments that we took into the second half against the Packers correlate and transition into the first half and the entire game really against the Los Angeles Rams, because it did seem like Austin Booker, Montez Sweat showed up in the second half, but Austin Booker has a motor that just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
He seems to constantly, kind of be around that pressure. And I don't necessarily, after watching a lot of tape, I don't see it being the outside guys, Montez Sweat and Austin Booker. They
No, I
seem to
agree.
be driving up the field. It's the interior defensive lineman. I was looking at a still picture of Gravon Dexter still in his stance while Booker and Sweat are like 2 or 3 yards up the field, and Grady Jarrett is shooting the A gap. He's still in his stance. His get off is really slow. There's not enough pressure from the interior defensive line
I
for
agree.
those guys on the outside to really, because they're pushing the quarterback up in the pocket. That's normally when the interior defensive linemen are, cleaning up and
Or
getting their
just like,
sacks.
and if you just even if you're not getting there, it's like you put that pressure on, then his clock's like, I can't go. I
Exactly.
have to throw it.
You're speeding it up
And
a
you
little bit.
saw
You're
that with Jordan
forcing an
Love.
errant throw.
He got two intentional groundings in the game. I think he hadn't had one all year. I don't think he just threw a couple away.
He
Just
had one in his entire career up until that point, and then he had two in the same game.
yeah. Yeah. So we need that same energy. Um, but I mean, I guess we can just hope that Caleb turns into a superhero in the second half again. But I am not worried about the Rams, and not to downplay them, but I fully expect the Bears to go out there and beat them. I don't think that we're outmatched or overpowered. I think we are one of the best teams, the second best, first or second best team in the NFC, and like I said, the Rams don't scare me. Puka and Devontae are injury prone. I'd wager money one of them go out in this fucking game. And again, if not, we go to a shootout with them. And in a game where it's 35-38, I just, as this season's shown, I feel comfortable that we will be the ones who come out on top. I mean, we lost a few, but and we seem to come out on top in those situations.
Well, the reason why we come out on those situations is because we have the future of the NFL, Sean. We have the future of the NFL. Let me tell you why Caleb Williams is the future of the NFL, because I'm glad you brought that up. So everybody talks about, completion percentage, completion percentage, completion percentage. Caleb Williams, completed 50% of his passes. I saw one of the best kind of like comparisons to this, right? So they talk about completion percentage and all this, and that's all fine and dandy. But this person compared it to, shooting 50% from the field in basketball, from two. But shooting 40% from three is better than shooting, 50% from the field, from 2 point range and in. And that kind of makes sense a little bit. And that's what Caleb is. Caleb is a downtown shooter. He's a big splash play guy. And while he may not make the easy throws, when it matters and when the odds are completely against you in terms of the impossible, Caleb Williams make those plays routinely. I think that a lot of people now are going to start, I know we kind of talked about the system quarterback where you got the high completion percentages and stuff like that. I think a lot of people now, when they start going into the draft, they're going to start being like, this guy plays like Caleb Williams. Who's the next Caleb Williams? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand Patrick Mahomes is the face of the league right now. Same thing with Josh Allen and stuff like that. But if Caleb continues to make the throws that he's making, if he continues to win, if he continues to have fourth quarter comebacks in the last 2 minutes, which he's had 7 this year, including the game that happened on Sunday, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. 7 comebacks in the last 2 minutes, most in NFL history in one season. It's fantastic. But That's what people are going to start looking for. People are going to start looking for the guy that may not have the best completion percentage in the world, but you know what? When it comes down to it, he's a winner and he makes big time throws. In about 5, 6 years or so, Caleb Williams is going to be the face of the NFL. That's my take on it. What's yours?
Uh, I agree that it just looks like that's a trajectory. I mean, Chicago's a flagship franchise, so if Caleb is big, he's going to be bigger than Mahomes. I mean, I'm not saying he's better than Mahomes or anything like that. It's just Kansas City's not Chicago. So, if Caleb is winning MVPs and having big games and making iconic plays, he will be the face of the league to some extent. Like, and you don't always have to be on the best team or want to be the best players. Mike Vick
No.
had his turn as the face of the league, and I mean, he was a perennial wild card first round exit for the most part.
Well,
Um,
I think you also have a lot more appeal to the outside world for a Caleb Williams than you would say like a Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen may be the nicest guy in the world. He seems like he's the nicest guy in the world, but his personality is kind of just, Caleb Williams has one of those personalities where
yes,
you can throw him in commercials, you can throw him in movies, you can
he's
do
going to give
nail
you sound
polish,
bites. He's going to
you
give you
can do
sound
nail
bites.
polish
Yeah.
commercials with Caleb Williams. Like you can do a lot of things with Caleb Williams. His brand, I
Oh,
think the
markability.
brand
Yes.
of
Yes.
Caleb Williams
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be bigger than
Yeah, because
Patrick
Mahomes
Mahomes.
and those guys aren't out doing stuff type of guys. Caleb is, you know what I mean? He's dating a model, all type of stuff. So that is what he does. So I agree there. I do think Caleb is on a trajectory to be the face of the league. I mean, I feels like it's if we win another playoff game, it might be coming sooner than we think. But I think he's cemented himself as a top 10 quarterback in this league and one of the quarterbacks everybody want to get their hands on. And this quarterback class is shaping up into something special. I mean, Drake
Yeah.
May, Bo Nix. I mean, Jaden Daniels had a down year, but it was more injuries. It wasn't like he was playing bad. He probably would have been in the playoffs or had a good year. So it's going to the NFL is in good hands because I mean, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar are still in their primes. Like in this day and age, NFL quarter, like what are they? They're all early 30s, late 20s. Like they got another 8 years, 7, 8 years of probably quality quarterback play, barring any crazy injuries. Um, and Caleb's got what 15 in him. Like same with
Yeah.
Jaden. I mean, Jaden Dale's probably a little shorter, but Bo Nix, Drake May. So the NFL is in a great spot. There's going to be a lot of exciting matchups up to come, and I'm really looking forward to Stafford versus Caleb, Ben Johnson versus McVay. Because if you ask me, I would say McVay is the best coach in the league. I think he does the most with the less. I mean, he's got a lot of good guys, but I think he just gets the most out of his team. Um, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
Well, it kind of the previous subject kind of leads into my next subject. We talk about Caleb Williams being the face of the league. You know what I'm saying? The future of the NFL. The question I present to you, Sean, is that future going to be in Northwest Indiana? Most recent activities have Roger Goodell meeting the Chicago Bears brass in Northwest Indiana, discussing a potential move there with their new stadium. There's also been a letter to Bears season ticket holders, including a survey asking those ticket holders how interested they would be in purchasing season tickets to a new stadium in Northwest Indiana. So is this towards like the ploy of, more of a bluff? Like, hey, JB Pritzker, this is serious. We're moving on. Or are they really serious about moving to Northwest Indiana?
I mean, I think it's probably a mix between both. I don't think anybody wants the Bears to be moved out of Northwest Indiana, but I do think that the state and needs to get their head out of their ass. I understand that we've got a lot of bigger problems, but we've given money to all type of stuff, and the Bears don't even want any money. They just want the infrastructure, right? They just want them to build the roads and the
The
so
plumbing, the water.
yeah. I think that's extremely fair, especially the way they're playing right now. It's just gonna bring more money to the city, a bigger, and then even when the Bears are out of season, I'm assuming they're gonna be having concerts, there'll be all type of stuff. So I honestly don't get the point why they're not. I'm not a huge politics guy because I think they're all fucking crooks. But I don't understand Illinois. I know they're literally crooks. Like you know what I mean. Like out of the last like 20 years, like 30 or 40% of them have been arrested. So yeah, I don't get it. And I think it's a semi bluff. I think they just have to do their due diligence. If Northwest Indiana is going to roll out the red carpet and you know what I mean, make this plausible. The Bears ownership aren't super rich. Like, it's not like they can afford to do this all on their own. So if Northwest Indiana makes them offer they can't refuse, and if the Bears are good and the fans really aren't going to care, um, I mean, a lot of like most of the stadiums aren't in the fucking their namesake. So if the city doesn't want to fall in line, then I mean, fuck them. Like I don't know what Pritzker's thinking. I don't know like where you want to draw the stand with the Bears and not giving them what I think is fair. Like it's one thing if they're asked for 100 million, which they probably could and would be just in asking for. All the teams ask for that money,
They're
but
asking for a lot more than $100 million, Sean. They're asking for
no,
about $1.2 billion
well, I'm talking
in
about on
public
top of that to like
infrastructure.
to pay for the stadium. I mean,
Oh yeah, no, not a single penny is going to
yeah,
go to
that's
the
what I mean.
stadium.
Most teams ask the city to pay for their actual stadium. Like the infrastructure stuff, like I think it's fair. Like we're gonna every weekend we're gonna make you the city's gonna be making millions and millions of dollars because of the Bears and the nightlife that the Bears being good brings. But who knows? I do think that it's a semi bluff, but I think they kind of got to start doing their due diligence. They bought that land in Arlington Heights, so clearly they're serious about not being in Chicago if they don't have to be. I don't know where that is going to be, but it's not going to be in Chicago. It looks like.
Well, I think that Kevin Warren's starting to feel the pressure a little bit because he did say that we would have shovels in the dirt by, this year, and it just hasn't happened yet because of this snafu. And Northwest Indiana, the Indiana governor, the state of Indiana, is rolling out the red carpet. They are giving the Bears everything that you could possibly want. And realistically, when you break down the schematics of it, yes, it's in Indiana. Who the fuck cares? I am so fucking tired of this goddamn narrative that all these fans are fucking pissy. Oh, the Bears shouldn't move to Northwest Indiana. They're the Chicago Bears, not the Indiana Bears. Who fucking cares? It's 20 fucking minutes away. Literally.
Well, it's like the
20
Cowboys aren't in
fucking
Dallas,
minutes
are they?
away. No, they're in
Yeah.
Arlington.
Yes.
The
And
Dallas Cowboys are in Arlington. The Washington Commanders play in Maryland. The New York Jets and the New York Giants play in fucking New Jersey. And the Kansas City Chiefs are about to be playing in fucking Kansas. So what the fuck is the big deal? It's a new fucking stadium. Like we've been clamoring for this. We've been, we
yes.
want this. We
Well,
want
like
this. We
I
want this.
agree with
And
both.
now all of a sudden
Yeah.
they're bitching because it's moving 20 fucking minutes away.
Yeah,
Who
like
the fuck cares?
I would be like if the Bears were just doing it to be dickheads and the city was trying to work with them, then I would be upset because I do think the Bears should be in Chicago, but we need a new stadium. That's as simple as that.
We have the smallest stadium in the NFL.
And we're one of the biggest markets and we're one of the most popular teams, even when we're going fucking 3-13. So
And we're the only franchise that doesn't own their own fucking stadium.
yeah, so it was time. This is all coming, and the city knew this, and the state knew this, unless they were idiots. So if they don't want to get in line, then they have no choice, and I don't really care. Like, yes, I would love for it to be where it is. Soldier Field is iconic, and that area is iconic, and that is the Bears. But they move. Things are moving. Like, I mean, it's just a different time, and if they don't want to find a place in Chicago for them to do it, that's on the city, not on the Bears. They can't force the city of Chicago to do the plumbing and the infrastructure and all that. Like they have to make a deal with them. So I mean, it's not really a Bears thing. I'm assuming the NFL is trying to help, but it's more of a city thing. Be mad at like I don't understand why you're not mad at the city. The Bears can't.
I know you didn't want to get into politics, but it's Brandon Johnson and JB Pritzker. Pritzker's running for fucking president the next election, so he's got to put his fucking foot down against the big bad fucking Chicago Bears and the business owners and giving them it's fucking retarded.
Well, no, I don't like Pritzker. If we're gonna get him positive, Pritzker talked about billionaires like he isn't one of them. Like that's what frustrates me. Like he got more money than the Bears. He has more money than the Bears franchise, the owners. His family had more money than them. So I don't understand his is he paying into all that shit? Like I don't know. Like I said, they're all crooks. And if you're gonna be mad at somebody, you be mad at the state. Like the Bears can't make any decisions. They can't even renovate Soldier Field that's not their stadium. So it's like none of this is in their hands. The Bears need a new stadium. We all know that. It's too small. It's outdated. I mean, like I said, it's nice and it's iconic where it is, but there's no parking. There's no like nightlife around there. You could be making a lot of money.
Yes.
Having stuff like big stadium was surrounded by stuff where you could do more than just play football games. And they're missing out, and so it's time to get in the new age. And if Chicago doesn't want to get in line, then the Bears have to do what's best for the Chicago Bears, not what's best for the city of Chicago. And why would like the city of Chicago is already shown to be shitty at running a business? Like, why are we going to let them? Why
1000%.
are we going to let them dictate what the Bears are doing? They've run the city into the ground, and like I said, over 25% of the fucking mayors and governors have been arrested in the last decade. So it's like, who? That's where you should be mad at. I think that the anger is misdirected. I don't want the Bears to move either, and I will be upset if the Bears do move. Not to say I'm not going to follow the Bears anymore. I just wouldn't like it. I want them to stay in Chicago, but it's not going to stop me from going to a game if I was going to go. In Northwest Indiana, and if anybody who lives near major city, like we don't live in the city of Chicago, like it's all Illinois, like it gloms into it, and that's why people in a lot of people in other places are Cubs fans and things like
Well,
that.
that's why they call it the Greater Chicago Land.
Yes,
Hammond, Indiana is still Chicago land.
yes,
I
like
don't
Notre
give
Dame,
a
like
fuck what people say.
Notre Dame is like Chicago. Like
Yes,
people in Chicago root for Notre Dame. Like
yes,
that's a Chicagoland team.
yes.
So that's what I would see it be akin to. And again, it's just gonna be a stadium. Like when I'm on TV, it's not gonna feel any different watching them play in Northwest Indiana compared to Chicago. Well, like I said, I
Nope.
know it's 20 minutes away, and I know that the Dallas Cowboys are no longer in Dallas. And like you said, Kansas City's gonna be in Kansas, and the Jets and the Giants play in New Jersey. So and we know New Yorkers hate New Jersey, like and a lot different than what I mean in Chicago and Indiana. But hopefully they figure this all out. It's just a distraction, and I mean I want to be locked in on us winning the Super Bowl. And when we do, the city will look foolish, and then they should just move and be like, "You fucking idiots, fucked up, and cost yourself probably billions of dollars."
Yes, fuck them.
Trying
Fuck
to
them
play
all.
hardball with
Fuck them all.
the Chicago Bears, like the Bears and the Cubs and the Bulls and the Blackhawks are like the heart of the city. When they're doing good, the city's doing good. Like when they're like literally like I don't know what it is if it was Trump or whatever, but like crime's down. The Bears are doing good, crime's down. Like when the Blackhawks and the Cubs, like I don't maybe there's their correlation. I don't know. But what I'm saying is like it's just the city's doing a lot better when the Bulls and the Bears and everybody are doing good, and the Bears are going to be like no other. So they should be rolling out the red carpet, and I think it's very extremely reasonable for them not to be like to ask for the plumbing and the roads. That seems like you're part of the bargain. Like, hey, we're going to bring you money and events and a lot of shit to the GDP of the state. So you guys can build us some plumbing and some roads that I'm assuming of just be, I mean, you guys can write off taxpayer. Like it's some fugazi shit. You guys are gonna like fucking waste money anyway. Like,
Well, they're gonna pocket most of it anyway, so who
yeah,
the
that's what
fuck
I'm saying.
cares?
It's like, what the fuck? Like,
Like,
you guys are like, that's what I don't get. Like, but
well,
whatever.
I didn't mean to call out our fans necessarily, but this next segment, I do want to call out some fans, okay?
Yes.
So recent criticism of head coach Ben Johnson in his locker room
Oh
speak
yeah.
about fuck the Packers, fuck them, have apparently rubbed people the wrong way, with the likes of even ESPN personality Dick Vitale chiming in on X about how Ben Johnson is classless, which personally I find is a fucking joke because that's a man who idolized Bobby fucking Knight his entire career, the same Bobby Knight that every other word was fuck and a cuss word and was
And
beating
hit.
players
Yeah.
and throwing chairs at them and shit. But now all of a sudden Ben Johnson's classless. Dick Vitale, stay in your fucking lane. Nobody wants to hear your
And
fucking
this is
opinion on
football.
Ben Johnson and football, okay?
Yeah.
But it's not only that. Packers fans and Lions fans alike. Lions fans, first of all, what the fuck are you talking about? You have no say in this conversation at all. You've been good for 4 years. You've been terrible for the last 60. Shut your fucking mouths. As for the Packers fans, okay, we didn't hear shit. You didn't hear shit from us as Bears fans when Aaron Rodgers was scoring touchdowns saying, I still fucking own you. What did we do? No, we took it because we knew it was the fucking truth.
Yeah.
So guess what? If you don't like it, beat us.
Exactly.
Fucking beat us.
And not only
I'm
that, it's
so
like
sick of when the fuck did NFL fans get so fucking soft?
they're just being sore losers, and that's all it is. Because not only the we owe you thing, he wasn't even on the fucking Packers anymore. He was like Jordan Love is the Bears' daddy, like. And you know what? We took it in stride. Again, we're from Chicago. We could take a fucking joke, and because it's partly truth, and we just had to sit with it. We kicked your ass, and what did you think was going to happen? Like, what did you think was going to happen when it's not fun when the rabbit has the gun? And Of course we're gonna say like nobody's gonna be like, oh well, so the last 20, like nobody cares. Like we're talking about right now, and it hurts. They thought and it stings. I know how they had the game and we snatched it from them. Like and it's like and there's really nobody clearly to blame. It wasn't like it was just like we outclassed them at every level. Jordan Love played good. The defense wasn't horrible. They got 2 turnovers. They weren't like it was just a fourth quarter meltdown. And it's like I said, what the fuck are they talking about? Ben Johnson can't say fuck the Packers. Like that's what we do. We're the Bears and the Packers, of course, say fuck the Packers. That's what we were waiting for as a coach was going to say fuck the Packers, not one that's going to the fucking basketball games with him.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and I like we talked about this many times. Like, that's what people don't like about sports anymore. That all these fucking guys are friends. Like, it's one like we respect the game. It's especially football. It's like you guys are not supposed to be friends. Like, we don't want you guys to hate each other. We don't want you guys to hurt each other. But like, we expect you guys to go out and try and beat these guys. And we all know that when you're friends with somebody, you're not out there, you know what I mean, trying to fucking put them on their ass. You're not trying out there embarrass them. I'm trying to put your foot on their neck. Like, so we don't want to see any friendships. Like I said, we don't want to
No,
see you at the fucking basketball game with the Packers head coach.
nope.
We don't like. I don't care if it was like the handshake thing too. There, man. We saw Matt LaFleur did it. He tried to big time him, and that's fine. The handshakes get like that. The coaches out, they're competitors too.
Exactly.
Matt LaFleur didn't have a problem with it. The Packers players didn't have a problem with it. Even after the game, those Packers players still not being accountable. Talking about Bears didn't do anything special. We beat ourselves. Like, come on, and it's like fine, whatever. It's a rivalry, and that's what's going to happen. The Packers fans have already rolled over that we're going to lose anyway, and we suck, and next year, and blah blah blah. But I agree with you totally. Like the pearl clutching because Ben Johnson said fuck the Packers after pretty much the second biggest Bears win in history outside of the Super Bowl against our rivals. You know what I mean? After just like I can't even imagine. Like if he would have said way more than that, I would have been like I can only imagine the
If he would have went out to
adrenaline.
midfield in that handshake and roundhouse kicked Matt LaFleur in the face,
Yeah.
I would have been okay with it.
Yeah, like
Like,
the
and I
adrenaline
just,
was crazy, and it's like, come on, this is football. Again, this is football. It's not about, and we're one of the franchises where our ownership would not like that. And Ben said he talked to George, and he said he was fine with it because,
exactly. And I wanted to bring that up because I want this to sting Packers fans, including that fucking guy that's in our comment section every week. Even George McCaskey, the guy that doesn't swear, the guy who cut out all of the swearing and hard knocks and all that other shit because of his mother, Virginia McCaskey. Ben Johnson said, I talked to George and we're on the same page. Let me translate that for you. George McCaskey is saying, fuck the Packers as
yes,
well. That's exactly what he's saying. That's what rivalries are. What the fuck are we doing? Are you telling me that a lot of these college football rivalries and shit like that, they're all buddy buddy with their fucking?
no,
You think Kurt Signetti is sitting there not saying fuck Oregon after
oh
just
no, it's
beating
like,
the shit out of them?
well,
Like,
it's like you know me, I'm a Michigan fan. You're like, there's no love lost. Jim Harbaugh, Ryan Day, and that's what we love about sports. Like, and that's what we're doing with the fans. So it's like that's what we want our coach to be doing. It is
yes,
serious. Like, and football is a serious business. These guys get paid a lot of money, and I know it seems silly at times, but like we've been fans of this team for a long time. We don't like the Packers. We don't want our coach to like the Packers. And it's all in fun. We don't want anybody to get hurt. I have friends who are Packers fans. We say fuck the Packers, and we all go about our day. So that's where I don't. Yes, I totally agree with you. I don't know why everybody was clutching their pearls. Dick Vitale, like I said, was a Bobby Knight stand, and he's one of the most vulgar people ever in
he's the
sports. Really.
biggest asshole in college
Yes.
basketball. Like, I,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know,
I know.
man.
Like I said, read the room. Read the room. Like, did you watch the fucking game? Like, of course he said fuck the Packers. Did you all the lead up, all the back and forth we've had? We've played 3 times in what 5 weeks?
Yes,
6 weeks. Like, so it's been a lot. Like, it's been a lot of bad blood, a lot of bulletin board material, a lot of trash talk that you had to back up a week and a half later. So yeah, I didn't get it. I think most of the world loved it, and I think it was some old guys clutching the pearls and Packers fans just being sore losers, and um, rightfully so. I guess, like I said, I would have been if the Bears would have. I would have been a sore loser after the fucking Bears. If the Bears would have lost that game, I'd have been
absolutely.
fucking whining and talking shit too. So
Absolutely, 100%. I'm right there with you. I would have been sour as shit for this 1 week. We would have done the podcast, and then next week we'd feel good about it a little bit, and we'd start to come down. Um, we're running a little long here, so we'll skip the coaches. I mean, we'll go over it a little bit. Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin today decided that
yeah.
they were going to part ways. It's looking more like it's going to be a Sean Payton kind of route that he's taking because since he didn't get fired and this, that, and the other, the Steelers still own his rights. So technically he could do TV for a year, but if he wants to go coach another team or if another team wants him to be their coach, they have to trade for him. So I do think it's going to be a Sean Payton route where eventually he will be traded to another team to be their head coach. John Harbaugh still available. He took some calls to kind of figure out who he wants to interview with. So you know what I'm saying? He's hearing their pitches, they're recruiting them,
I think he's probably
stuff like
waiting
that.
for the playoffs to be over. Maybe he can get the Bills job, or
Something. I mean, because
the
I mean,
Packers might come open.
well, see, here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought up the Packers because Adam Schefter said that they were going to try to make a deal work with Matt LaFleur, and realistically, he said that it should be a quick and easy
Yeah, that's
deal
what I
to
was
get
seeing
done.
too.
It's been 48 hours, and there's been no deal so far. Um, he said there's something brewing in Green Bay. Something's afloat.
Well,
So
LaFleur
that's a
probably just lost all his
situation.
leverage. So
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that situation because I do feel like there's going to be some stuff going on. Brian Flores still for some reason I don't think he's had a head coaching interview, which is absolutely crazy. His contract did end in Minnesota, so he is a free agent to be a defensive coordinator elsewhere. I hope he gets the fuck out of our division.
same.
From what I'm hearing, it's either Washington or Dallas are going to be cutting him a really 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 big check if he doesn't land a head coaching job somewhere, which, deservedly so. He's probably the best defensive coordinator on the market right now, if not the best defensive coordinator overall in the league.
Yeah, I would say definitely
Um,
top three.
yeah, absolutely. But the Mike Tomlin situation, Sean, I started with that, so we'll just kind of hit that real quick. I want to get your opinion on the Mike Tomlin situation, and then we'll move on to the next segment.
We talked about it before. I think it was just time, kind of a Lovey Smith thing, but even at a longer scale, where I think they were at an impasse. I don't know if they're going to be rebuilding, and they don't want to put Tomlin through that. They kind of left ever since Roethlisberger, the latter half of Roethlisberger's career. They kind of haven't given Tomlin anything substantially to work with to actually be a contender. I don't know how much say he has in the roster building or draft picks or free agent signings, but their roster hasn't been Super Bowl worthy, and he's been making the best of it. I think he's an amazing coach. I think anybody would be extremely happy to have him. I don't see why he's waiting a year. I guess to double up on money. I'm assuming you can get paid by Pittsburgh will pay you what you owe you, and you can double dip and work at Fox or whatever. But we'll see. There's a lot of jobs opening. I don't. I think if I think people are waiting for the Bills. I think if they lose this round, then McDermott gets fired. If they win this game, I don't think he gets fired. So um, that'll be interesting. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, if Signetti wins the Natty, does he move up? Somebody was telling me he's a Pittsburgh guy. He seems right up their fucking alley. I didn't even know if I had to guess. I would have said he was from Pittsburgh. I didn't know if he was from around there, but he seems like a Bill Cowher type of guy. Um, so we'll see. There's college coaches we don't know that might get their names thrown in the ring. But I second the notion that I would love to see Brian Flores in another division. Because Kevin O'Connell's already good enough calling offense, so we're good
Right.
enough to see Brian Flores out there.
Quick rundown from this wild card weekend. I just want to go over some things with you here real quick. What game kind of surprised you the most? For the people out there, of course, I don't think I have to go over the scores, even though I was really close to my predictions. Really close to my predictions. I had Houston blowing out Pittsburgh. I had the score 21-9. They ended up winning 30-6. I also had, let's see, I had the Bears winning 31-28. They won 31-27. I had the Rams winning 34-17. So while I got their offensive output right, I did not get the defense output right. I had the Jags beating the Bills 24-21. The Bills ended up winning 27-24 because Josh Allen put on his cape again. I was really close on that one. I had the Niners beating the Eagles 21-17, and I had the Chargers losing 27-21 to the Patriots, but that game turned out to be a lot worse than we expected. What game surprised you the most, and which game kind of you saw happening?
Um, the Bills game, like I said, I didn't agree with. I knew he wasn't going to lose to the Jags. I just didn't see it. This next round, maybe not, but I couldn't envision the Bills losing to the Jags in that scenario. The game that left out to me was Jim Harbaugh and the Herbert and the Chargers. Not I thought they were going to play. Just they came out letting nag 3 points, playoff game. Understand you got injuries, but got to go out there. Every year you're going to have injuries. It might not be those guys, but it'll be somebody else. So that really can't be an excuse if you're playing in the playoffs. Obviously, you're good enough to win X amount of games to make it in the AFC, which wasn't easy. So yeah, I was disappointed and extremely surprised. That's not the type of thing Harbaugh goes out and does. And I envision there'll be some major changes and a lot of things going on over there because
Well, they already fired their offensive coordinator today.
yes, and I mean, how good is Herbert? Like, I mean, 6 months ago, if you would have said Herbert or Caleb, everybody would have said Herbert by a mile, and I don't think anybody would take Herbert over Caleb at this point. Not to say he's not good. Just once is you know what I mean, it's starting to become a pattern. And I don't like the excuse for injuries because, like I said, next year your tackles might be injured, but your guard and your wide receiver might be. You might be missing running back in the center. Like
Well,
two people are going to be hurt in the playoffs anyway. That's how it is. That's why I didn't want to hear the Green Bay's excuses. We got people hurt. We guys breaking a leg in the game. Yeah, none of the guys that we got hurt are Micah Parsons, but so what? They're starters on our team that we need. Like they're the guys who are backing them up are backups for a reason because they're not good. And if they're worse than the guy who was already bad on our team, how bad is he? Like, so yeah, I was surprised Harbaugh, Minter, and all those guys came out and just put on a horrible performance. I guess it was impressive by New England. We got maybe it's been what, it was 40 years since the Bears Super Bowl, maybe a rematch, Patriots, Bears. We'll see.
yeah, no, for me, I saw the game with the Texans and the Steelers happening exactly the way that it happened. Houston's defense is just too fast, too quick, too strong, too good. Um, and if I just that defense to me just screams championship defense. The game I was surprised by, I'm going to say the Rams and the Panthers because I was really expecting the Rams to put belt to ass to the Panthers, especially since they lost to them earlier this year. I really thought they were going to come out for blood and get the revenge win, and that didn't happen. The Panthers were in that game for the entire second half of that game, and it took an incredible throw and an incredible catch by Ferguson to win that game for the Rams because the Panthers had them on the ropes. And Matthew Stafford came back and did his thing, and they won the game. But they escaped Carolina. We were really close to having Carolina go on to play Seattle, and we were going to be playing San Francisco. We got really close to that, so that surprised me a little bit. How about a little factor cap, sir?
Let's get it.
All right, so I'm going to ask you these questions factor cap style. The Chicago Bears defense is better right now with DeMarco Jackson at linebacker and Tyreek Stevenson replacing Jalen Johnson until he gets fully healthy.
I would say fact it looked that way. Maybe just the energy change, and no matter who was out there was going to be better, but they looked better. We got multiple 3-and-outs. Stevenson was guarding those crossing routes man to man a lot better. Jalen Johnson just couldn't seem to guard anybody man to man on any route that was. The only route he was decent on is if they run like a fade. He guards that pretty well. But anything crossing the field, he was just getting cooked. So yeah, I do see it. And I like TJ Edwards a lot, and he's a quality veteran. But for whatever reason,
He's
DeMarco Jackson,
slow.
yes, DeMarco Jackson gets signs a lot faster. When he blitzes, he's a lot more effective than TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards, I feel like, just gives up, like he never gets in on a blitz. And DeMarco Jackson's more like a missile, and he really is pushing and pressuring the guard and pushing the pocket back.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fact on that as well. Just for Jalen Johnson needs a full off season to recover, and it's gonna be the same thing with Kyler Gordon. Kyler Gordon's gonna need a full off season to recover as well. These guys are not healthy. Jalen Johnson was toast. all fucking
We
game
need
long.
Tyreek Stephen to be back because he is a
Yes.
quality corner when playing good. I don't know, he had a lot of stuff going on or wasn't really vibing with what Dennis Allen was trying to get going, but people are hurt. We need him, and I think he can play. Like he is good. We've seen in many stints where he can guard receivers very well.
The
And
one thing I didn't like is on the scramble by Jordan Love, or I think it was Jordan Love. He was, pulling up to the sideline, and Tyreek Stevenson was just jogging over there to, what I'm saying, to like
mm,
force him out of bounds. He wasn't running to, and I think that has a lot to do with the reason why he was out, as long as he was and not playing, was because he does take plays off, but he needs to get that set out of his ass and realize this is the fucking playoffs. You lose and you fucking go home. But I would much rather have him out there right now than Jalen Johnson, because Jalen Johnson, unless you're playing zone, or you know what I'm
yeah,
saying,
where he's got
it's
like
just,
the deep third. Yeah, I don't think.
yeah, it's really bad right now, and it's not like he's lost talent. It's just that he had core muscle surgery. That shit takes a long time to fully recover from. He's not healthy. Um, Speaking of not healthy secondary, this leads me to my second question. Factor cap. Puka Nacua might actually break a record for catches in a playoff game against the Bears this weekend.
That's definitely on the board for sure because Matt Stafford is going to go to him early and often. I posted a meme on our thing where it was the Calvin Johnson picture, but like with Puka and two Bears defenders. Like it's going to be, and Devontae Adams has got a history of kicking the shit out of us too. So it's going to be a tough night. We're going to need Caleb to score a lot of points, and come out on top. I'm praying that the cold weather turns Matt Stafford into old Detroit Matt Stafford. Maybe that was always the problem. He was playing in Detroit. But we're going to need some help because Puka Nacua is going to do some things that we don't like to our defense on Sunday night. He's gonna have a lot of big plays. They hand him the ball off. I like, you know what I mean? We couldn't guard Jawan Jennings and fucking Ricky Purcell. So I'm not like, you know what I mean? Dobbs cooked us for 150 yards. Like, so yes, I'm very worried. I'm just hoping that we're ready for a shootout the whole game like we did with San Francisco because I don't we don't have anything there. It would just be being delusional saying that we got something for Puka that he's not going to have 8 to 12 catches and 150 yards. Like if he doesn't have that, he got hurt.
I thought you'd like that question. I thought you'd like that one. Question number three, factor cap. The prince has turned into back into a pumpkin.
Again, another person I wasn't buying the way. Oh, I don't know. Pumpkin's a word. I mean, he had a tough game. Bills are good. They're a playoff team. They play in the wild card every year, win that game. They've done it like 5 years in a row. Like that's what they do. So I don't know. They had injuries too. They had a new coach, young team. They didn't lose like embarrassingly. They lost by one touchdown to I mean one of the and when it's all said and done, one of the best quarterbacks that's ever played football ever. So I don't think I wouldn't say pumpkin. I think that he kind of was trending up to possibly being like superstar um caliber, but no, I just think he's gonna fall back into that 10 to 15 best quarterback in the league and quality player. He's good. He can run. He's got a good arm. He's just not that guy. Like he had that little comeback one time, but it, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I like Liam Cohen, so maybe they'll get better. This is just the first year of them. I know he's in year 4 or 5 now, but his first year with Cohen. Maybe next year it'll be an upgrade and they'll be even better. Their defense is young and really good. They draft semi well. They seem to take the wrong guy always, but not he doesn't turn out to be bad. But they just take like they took fucking Trayvon Walker instead of Aiden Hutchinson. Like, oh my goodness. Like,
Yeah. Question number four, factor cap. Kyle Shanahan deserves to win Coach of the Year this year, especially after beating the Eagles on the road.
um,
Because you talked about Sean McVay doing more with less. I don't think any coach in the league has done more with less this year than Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers. With all the injuries they've had, their starting quarterback missing 4 games, their entire defense essentially is hurt, non-IR.
yeah. That being said, I don't. I think Sean Payton. I think nobody's talking about him. I think he's doing a lot with less. Like, who the fuck do they have?
The best defense in the league?
Yeah, but with a bunch of like, it's like coaching. It's not like they have. killers. They got
Nick Pitino almost led the league in sacks last year, and he's like
like
they had the defending player of the year.
yeah, Sertan. I'm just saying, but that's a corner. Like they don't have any. Like I don't know.
So
I
they
don't know.
have players.
I'm not saying they're all bombs.
Who have the
I'm just
49ers won with? Bosa's hurt. Fred Warner's hurt. Fucking Brock Purdy was out for 4 games. They won with Mac fucking Jones. And they're winning with guys like fucking
well,
I don't even
I'm
know
not
who
saying
the
that.
wide receiver was from New England that they brought
Well,
over.
no, I'm not saying that, but he was
Ricky
all like
Pearsall. But
he's the first round pick.
come on.
I'm
He's
not,
most famous for getting shot in the fucking chest.
yeah, that's pretty tough and coming back in the same season. I don't know, like Kyle Shanahan, just he has had a great year. He has done a lot with less and made the best of all his injuries. I do think he's one of the most creative play callers, but he's got fucking CMC who was healthy all year. Uh, I don't know, just
Surprisingly.
yeah, but like there's just the one seed. I think that's impressive. And I don't think anybody was picking Denver to be the best team in the league. Like I think Shanahan is, even if somebody said they were all injured, I think everybody still would have assumed that they were going to be the 6th seed or the 7th seed or
No
whatever.
shot.
Yes.
If you would have said at the beginning of the season that San Francisco would have been missing Brock Purdy for 4 games, Bosa would have been on IR most of the season. Same thing with Fred Warner. Same thing with half their fucking team. There was no way, no fucking way people would have been like, yeah, San Francisco still
I
going to
don't.
win
I
12
mean,
games.
again,
No
I'm not
shot.
high on Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy is like, and Mac Jones are like the same thing. I just think Kyle Shanahan makes those guys good. So I think,
Exactly.
yeah,
He makes
again, I'm
them
not
good
saying he's a
because of
bad coach.
coaching.
I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I just said this year, I think what Detroit has done is more impressive. Like I'm biased. I think Ben Johnson. We've had a lot of injuries, and we got a rookie, a young quarterback, and a lot of shit happened too. I think he could be over Kyle Shanahan, but
No,
you
we're
don't
gonna
think Ben
disagree.
Johnson should win over? You don't
No,
think Ben Johnson has a
no,
case over Kyle Shanahan?
no, I don't.
I disagree.
I know I don't. I
Kyle
like
Shanahan always
Ben
does it.
Johnson. Ben Johnson's done great. Don't get me wrong, but we like I don't want Bears fans to take this the wrong way. I really really do love Ben Johnson. Believe me when I tell you, I love that man. Okay, I borderline gay for that man at
Mhm.
this point. Okay, but in no way, shape, or form does he deserve the Coach of the Year award over Kyle Shanahan this year. There's no reasoning behind it.
Vrabel too.
None.
I think Vrabel's done a lot with less.
Vrabel's got a case. Sean Payton maybe have a case, but Kyle Shanahan to me is my Coach of the Year. Speaking of coaches, question number 5, Factor Cap. The Eagles should fire Nick Sirianni and go after John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin.
Um, I guess you would rather prefer one of them. So I guess fact I'll say, but I don't know if that solves their problems. But I do think they need an adult in the room.
They definitely need an adult in the room.
Sirianni's too friendly. And they've got some characters on the team, and I think Mike Tomlin or John Harbaugh would do more do a better job handling some of them. Like I said, Mike Tomlin had to deal with Antonio Brown. That's nothing compared to AJ Brown.
I think AJ Brown's gone.
Yeah, he's out of there. I mean, he choked in the game. Like after all that shit you were talking, he dropped 2 huge passes. When they need it basically would have won them the game.
Yes.
Like you guys can talk shit about Jalen Hurts. I'm not huge on Jalen Hurts, but the stats would have looked a whole lot better if they didn't drop all those fucking passes. And that was the story of the game. Their defense played pretty good. They played a pretty good, clean game. Like Devontae Smith dropped, you know what I mean? And you drop one, whatever, you know what I mean? It hurts, but AJ Brown just talked a lot of shit.
Yes.
To drop balls that hit you right in the fucking hands. It wasn't like they were super overthrows. You jumped and you had one hand and you tipped it like right there. You getting paid fucking, what is he getting, $38 million a year or some shit like that, something crazy. And you don't make that play. And after everything you've said and done all year, after you guys won the Super Bowl and you're complaining that you're not getting enough touches, when you guys won the Super Bowl running the rock, it's like, some of these guys are just, I don't get it. Like, do you want the money or do you want the glory? It's like, why did you ask to get traded then? Do you want to win or do you want the money? And if you say you want the money, I can completely understand that. I mean, I'm cut from a different cloth, but I can understand if you said, hey, I want to make a bunch of money and catch a bunch of passes. I don't really care about winning. I want to be a part of the offense. I want to play football. Sure. But that was crazy in the game. For him to drop that pass in that moment after everything he said, was wild. And I mean, who wants him? I mean, I'm not saying he's not good, but he just makes a crazy amount of money. Like, are they just gonna cut him and eat some of it? Who's gonna
No,
the
no
Titans? Like,
way.
who's gonna pay him 30? I think it's like 35 mil. It's like a lot. It's like close to Jamar Chase.
Somebody will do it because we've seen it before. Somebody will absolutely take on that contract for AJ Brown. It'll be, I mean, we just saw it with George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas Cowboys trade
Yeah, but
for
that
him, and
was
they're gonna
different. George Pickens said that he didn't have a
they're
big boy
about to
contract,
they're yeah, but they're about to extend him. They're
but he had a
about
good year.
he's
Like,
about to get the bag.
and he
Um,
wasn't a distraction. The problem was they thought he was a distraction. He got traded. He was fine all year and played like a quality number one, number two receiver. So he earned it. AJ Brown, he had a quality year, but like
he's gonna
he
go to the Raiders. They're gonna trade him to the
the Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, they
Yes,
don't got a quarterback. I don't know, we'll see.
doesn't matter.
You want to saddle him with a rookie with AJ Brown's complete
Doesn't matter.
ass?
That man, he'll get what he wants. He'll get every fucking ball thrown his way.
Oh yeah, what they got Mendoza?
Probably. uh, all right. I'm gonna cut the Patriots one out because nobody cares. Last one. Factor cap. If CJ Stroud can string together even semi-decent games with their defense, they are the AFC champions.
No, I would say I like the Bills. I think if they're all playing the caliber of football they can play. I just got faith in Josh Allen's going to make more plays than CJ Stroud. I saw CJ Stroud. The defense bailed him out. Like the score doesn't really show because the defense just locked down when they needed to, got turnovers when they needed to. What was it, a pick six and a strip fumbles for six, right?
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
like, I just don't think CJ Stroud is going to string that many games. I guess they have a chance, but I like the Bills better than that.
I think it's so tough for me because I've been banging the drum on the Houston defense. I think a really good, and I think history shows too, that really good defenses, when they go up against really good offenses, really good defenses win. I have more faith in Houston's defense than I do Buffalo's defense against Houston, if that makes any sense. I love the way Houston plays defense. I love D'Amico Ryans. I like his approach to the game. And I think that if CJ Stroud can string together even game managing games, I know you throw around that label a lot about game managers, but even if he can just manage the game and limit his turnovers and, score 20 points, which is very doable against a lot of these defenses in the AFC. Buffalo's defenses, they're no world beater on defense. They have a good pass defense, but, Houston runs the ball. I think Houston definitely has a shot at being AFC
Well, I'll say they
champions
have a
this year.
shot. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a lot of parity year where I don't think at any point who is left in the league right now anybody would be surprised if any of these teams made a run and won. So this is gonna be a fun round.
Well, could you imagine a Houston-Chicago Super Bowl where Caleb Williams gets his big bro moment back from CJ Stroud his rookie year? That is theater. Like that would be
I
the
was hoping
ultimate.
for, and why I picked them was that we got Aaron Rodgers fucking making one last run, and we fucking shit on him and retire him in the Super Bowl. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted.
but knowing us and knowing Aaron Rodgers,
Oh
he
God,
probably would have pulled a
that would have been
fucking
terrible.
15-year turn back the clock performance where he throw game-winning touchdown, Hail
I will
Mary,
say the
some
team
shit.
I would least like to play would be Houston. If we did make the Super Bowl, I would not want it to be Houston. I'd rather go shot for shot with Josh Allen and hope we can outscore him than have those guys
It would be a fun, entertaining game. It really would.
trying to kill fucking Caleb every play.
But that's all I got.
All right, we'll get an hour, but I wanted to get we've been going short for a while. We used to always do an hour, but again, we've all the new followers and all our old subs, like, follow, subscribe, comment if you can, please, and if you're new, tune in next week. Like I said, if you came for the shorts, please stay for the cogent Bears analysis. And again, we'll see you guys next week. Like, follow, subscribe.
Bear the fuck down. Let's
Thanks.
go.